Hey everybody, welcome to 2D Board Gamers today. I am Dirk,
I'm Dave
and we are going to do a review of the Magneto Hero for you today.
for Marvel
For
Champion.
Marvel Champions, yeah, what he said. So,
Okay, so first let's take a look at the character. So we got Eric Leischer, Leischener,
Lensher.
Lesher. Okay, I should have had you do this one. Uh, 3 recovery. He's got a hand size 6, 10 hit points, survivor, response. After you change this form, shuffle the top 3 cards of your discard pile into your deck.
So yeah, as soon as he flips over, that's the first thing to do. There's some other card interaction that we'll come up across later. There's timing thing, but that would be the first thing to do because of the timing on that one. His hero form is Magneto. He is a 2/2/2, and he is an X-Men. He has a hand size of 5, still has 10 hit points, of course. But as an action, he's got a magnetic pull, so you can discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard a magnetic card, and most of his hero cards are magnetic. And then you put that card into your hand, and you can do that a limit once per round.
Okay, and then his first card is Asteroid M. It's a 2 cost support. Location magnetic alter ego action. Exhaust Asteroid M, shuffle the topmost magnetic card in your discard pile into your deck, and heal 1 damage from your identity.
Oh yeah, so there's the one he. So once he flips over, you got that down there. You get 4 cards back whenever you go the turn you go down. Here he's got his helmet. It's a 3 cost upgrade. It is a magnetic and armor, and then it's a resource, so you can exhaust this to get a wild resource to be used for a magnetic card. Not just any an event or anything, but any magnetic card. So it's a wild resource for
And
you.
he also gains steady.
Oh, and he does the injury. That's right. I missed that part.
All right. And then we have a 2 cost upgrade, Magneto's armor.
It's
Armor,
also armor.
armor magnetic, more armor. After resolve your magnetic pull ability, if you discarded at least one of the following resource cards, mental, Magneto gets +1 thwart, strength, Magneto gets +1 attack, and energy, Magneto gets +1 defense this round. So this is really good. Um, if you have to mill a little bit to get to a magnetic card, at least you get something for the different symbols.
Yeah, and that includes the card that you put into your hand because it was part of the mill. Now, one thing I don't know, and we play it that if you mill a wild, it doesn't count. It doesn't say printed resource, but we do not count that whenever you do it. I don't know if there is an official statement on that anywhere. I have never looked because I like the way we do it, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, well, normally when they show a symbol like that, I think it has to be the actual symbol.
Yeah. So, but next we've got Magneto's Cape. It's a 2 cost upgrade. This is also magnetic armor. Whenever you've got this out, it gives you the aerial trait. But as a response, after you resolve the magnetic pull ability, then you can exhaust this to unexhaust Magneto. So it allows him to actually get an extra action.
So he has armored cape.
Yep.
Okay. Then our first non-armor piece, I guess, is a 3 cost upgrade, magnetic bubble.
Sounds like an armor to me.
Magnetic superpower. It gains retaliate 1. When you would take any amount of damage, place it here. If there's at least 6 damage here, discard magnetic bubble.
Okay, and what's important there is because of the timing on retaliate, that's the last thing that goes. If this card goes away before the end of the turn, then you don't get the retaliate, of course.
If it goes away, yeah, the attack defeats the armor,
Yeah.
then you don't get the retaliate. All right.
All right, next we've got a card here called Wrapped in Metal. You've got 2 copies of this. It's a 2 cost upgrade. It is a magnetic card again, while you are in hero form, so it is a hero action to do this. But you can attach this to a non-elite enemy. That's important. It is non-elite.
Minion.
Or not minion. Yes, correct. But the attached minion cannot be activated, and you choose its printed text box as if it were blank. And because it's the printed text box, that does include any keywords or anything on it as well. So
yeah, traits.
Yeah.
In this case. Then we have, come on, there we go. 2 copies of Electromagnetic Blast, Magnetic Superpower Thwart, Hero Action Thwart. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat from that scheme, you may discard an attachment with the text Hero Action or Hero Response. And there's 2 copies of that.
So it's kind of a miniature version of the Sunfire ability.
Yeah.
which we've really liked that one. We've enjoyed that one a lot. All right, next here we've got 2 copies of a card called Metal Shards. It's a 3-cost event. It is a magnetic superhero or superpower attack. But as an action, you can deal 7 damage to an enemy, and if it defeats that enemy, you gain a tough status card.
Okay. Then we have 2 copies of Magnetic Missile. It's a 1-cost event. Magnetic superpower. Discard a minion with wrapped in metal attached. Deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun it. So I really like that this is similar to the Magneto villain as well. So where he was throwing sentinels at you, now you can do the same thing.
You could throw the sentinels right back.
You can throw the sentinels at each other.
Yep. All right, then we've got 2 copies of Masters of Magnetism. It is a dual resource, and both of these, in the case with a lot of the hero ones, when they get dual resource, a lot of times they'll be different, but these are the same, so they're both energy and intelligence or mental on those. But it's 2 copies of dual resource there.
And it's magnetic. So pretty much every card in his kit,
I think, except for him.
Well, yeah, but of his 15 cards, every single one of them is magnetic.
Yeah, but they did not put magnetic on him, so you cannot use team building with that.
All right. Then his obligation is old grievances. Give to the Eric Leisher player. Force response. After you use your magnetic pull ability, take 1 damage for each card discarded by it. And as an alter ego action, you can exhaust him to discard old grievances.
Now, if you've got a deck if you've got a pretty hefty sized deck, you could actually turn up taking quite a bit of damage. I think I took like 6 with that thing one time. It almost killed me.
All right.
All right, then we've got here Exodus. Exodus is a 2-cost, it is a 2-scheme, 2-attack minion. It's got 6 health. He is an acolyte, elite, and psionic. He has steady, toughness, and villainous. And then as a forced response, after he attacks, you discard cards from the top of your deck equal to his total attack.
Right.
So,
and they conveniently made him elite, and they conveniently made him 6 hit points. So
yes.
Not only can you not wrap him in metal,
but if you throw something at him,
he's still alive.
Yep.
So it's almost like they thought of that. All right. Then his side scheme is Martyr for Mutants. It's 3 threat per player. Well, I won't. It's people.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the image kind of blown up, so I'll show the art in a minute. It's got to amplify. When defeated, the defeated player discards the top 9 cards of their deck. And there, you can take a look at the art once the camera cooperates.
See, now it's not going to. It's upset with you because you didn't show the art first.
I'm going to force it to do it.
There we go.
There you go. It still wants to fight. That's for sure. And it's fighting me on every one.
All right, next we've got Fabian Cortez. He is he schemes for 2. He attacks for 2. He's got 4 hit points. He is an acolyte as well. He has guard, and when he's defeated, the person who defeats him discards the top 4 cards of their deck. So if you notice, he got a discard theme going on here, which is it's interesting to me because the boost is you discard the top 4 cards of your deck if it comes out as a boost. So he's going to force you to discard either way. But yeah, there's a discard theme going on, which is interesting because I actually think that discards kind of work for Magneto a little bit here. So,
all right. So then he's got Frenzy. It's a 2-scheme, 2-attack, 4 hit points, acolyte, quick strike. After Frenzy attacks you, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. And as a boost, you discard the top 4 cards of your deck.
What's funny is we played a few games of Magneto, and I've yet to see that one actually come out on somebody. Then we've got Angry Acolyte, which is the treachery card in here. When revealed, each Acolyte minion engaged with the player activates against that player.
Oh, camera is fighting.
Okay, and if no minion was activated this way, then you discard cards until from the top of the encounter deck until you find a Acolyte minion, and then you reveal that minion. So you're definitely going to get an Acolyte out of it, and depending if you play a module that's got extra Acolytes, then you don't go through as much. But if it's just, there's only, 2 Acolytes in his? 3. He's only got 3 Acolytes, so you could very easily go through, an entire encounter deck with that card. So,
all right. But yeah, there's been a couple other modules that have had members of the Acolytes, so yeah.
Yep. All right, so then some cards that we thought that would go well with him.
All right, so the first one we got is White Fox. She's a 3-cost ally, 1 thwart, 1 attack. 3 hit points. She's part of the posse. Response after White Fox is discarded from the top of your deck, put her into play under your control. So she's really good because she's not magnetic. And when you're doing your magnetic pull, she is, a card that could come out and you get a benefit in addition to the energy benefit that you
Yeah,
get.
you'll get the energy from the pull, plus you get her into play. In a similar vein, we have here a wild resource that is called Digging Deep. And what this one does, the response is if you discard this one, then so after you discard this card from the top of your deck, then you add it to your hand. So like we said with the wild, the way we play it at least, you don't get a resource from it, but you'd still get the card in your hand. So you get a wild resource card in your hand.
Yeah.
If you discard this one as part of the magnetic.
Yeah. So when both of these cards came in Domino, and when she came out, I was thinking, wow, there's probably not going to be, those cards aren't very useful for outside of Domino. And well, White Fox could be useful for Bishop when it came out later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, then Magneto came along and I went, oh, you're discarding a bunch of cards of your deck. So I mean, he doesn't get the double wild like Domino does, but hey, he gets a benefit from those cards being in the deck. So
all right, and then some other cards that we thought that would work well with Magneto.
So we got gold balls here.
Gold balls here. And what we like about him, he's a 3-cost ally. He's got 1 fort, 1 attack. He is an X-Men, so that's actually nice. So he does work with any X-Men strategies that you're building your deck around. But as an interrupt, when he attacks, you discard top 3 cards. Discard up to 3 cards from your deck, and he gets plus to his attack, where X is the number of cards discarded this way. And the reason why I think that he works really well is because you've already more than likely have your deck kind of built around discarding with cards like Digging Deep and White Fox in there. So then this allows you to discard. It just allows you to take advantage of that just a little bit more.
Okay. Then we got Glob here. He's a 3-cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 consequential, 2 attack, 1 consequential, 3 hit points, X-Men. Play only if your identity has the X-Men, which you do. After Glob enters play, deal 2 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached.
And because you are attaching, you've got the upgrade attachment that's part of, you got 2 of the upgrades that are part of Magneto's kit. So you can use those to get some extra damage out of a little bit larger enemies out of there. You can time that one a little bit.
Okay.
Next year, we've got Richter, who is a 3-cost ally. He's got 1 fort, 1 attack, 3 hit points.
2 attack.
Or 2 attack, sorry. But he's X-Force. But after he attacks, you discard the top card of your deck, deal 1 damage to each minion engaged with you for each resource on the discarded card. So again, it kind of plays into the discard strategy that is you're more than likely kind of trying to build your deck around a little bit.
Right. And
Magneto.
If you put in Children of the Atom, which is a card that came in Magneto's set, then the X-Men and X-Force works together. So then you can use team building to help pay for him.
Yep. Of course, now Magneto, one of the things I noticed is Magneto, I think probably since Thor, Magneto is the next hero that I thought that is just really hungry for minions. He really wants a lot of minions. Kind of reminded me of Thor that way. So
especially non-elite minions.
Well, he does want non-elite. Thor didn't care. He wants non-elite, but looking for trouble here is a good way to actually try to mill the encounter deck for minions. If you're not seeing a lot of them, you can play this because as a 0-cost event, but as a hero, actually you discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. You put that minion into play, engage with you, but then you can remove 3 threat from the main scheme. So you're not only getting a minion that you can use to trigger some of your cards, but you're also removing threat from the main scheme as well.
Right. Okay. Next, we got No Quarter. It's a 2-cost attack event. It requires a strength to play it. So one of the 2 resources has to be a strength or a wild. Hero action, attack, deal 4 damage to an enemy for each point of excess damage dealt to that enemy by this attack. Discard the top card of your deck and add each aggression red card discarded this way to your hand. So it's a way to get more cards in your hand if you get the aggression events, but also since the Digging Deep or White Fox could trigger as well with this card.
Yep. And then the last, the last aggression card that we've got here is Assault Training, which is a 1-cost support. But it is a condition And then with this one, you get a max of 2 per deck, but they use training counters. As an alter ego action, you can exhaust this card and remove 1 training counter from it. And you can choose an aggression event, a red aggression event from your discard pile and shuffle it into your deck. So that allows you to cards that you've already milled out of your deck, you can get them back in, aggression cards. So it can, if you build one, you're wanting a little bit more, you want to get one back that you already used. It allows you to do that, and it plays into that discard strategy a little bit there.
Okay.
Kind of recover from it a little bit.
Now we're going to leadership here. We got Pixie, 2 cost ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack with 2 consequential, 2 hit points. She's Ariel and an X-Men, so you can become Ariel as Magneto, but X-Men is important for the team building.
Yep.
Response: after you play Pixie from your hand, add an X-Men ally from your discard pile to your hand. So it's a way to get your X-Men allies back.
Yeah. So there again, if you've built an X-Men deck or whatever, then you can use those, return them back if they've got discarded or if you've already used them. So she worked out really well with Magneto. Whenever I tried playing her. Next here we've got Squared Off, which is 0 cost event. It's a tactic and as a hero action. Again, you discard cards from the encounter deck until you discard a minion. So it's a way to get the minions that Magneto likes. You put that minion into play engage with you, and then you get to play an ally from your hand, reducing its cost by 3. So if you use Pixie to bring an ally back, an X-Men ally back, and then you turn around and play Squared Off, so then you get the ally back, you get a minion, and you can play that ally that you returned for free, or well, not for free, but for a reduced cost.
Right.
So yeah, I thought that was a really good way, and it actually worked out really well playing Beast because, of course, I was able to return Beast and then turn around and play him for 1, and then get a resource card back, so he was either free or netted me 1.
Yeah.
So
all right. Then we got Won't Stay Down. It's a 1 cost support. It's a condition. Play only if your identity has X-Force or X-Men trait. Max 1 per player. Alter ego action. Discard this card. Return an X-Force and X-Men ally from your discard pile to your hand. So again, you can grab Beast or Pixie or whoever you want back.
Yep. All right, so then going on, we had, I didn't really see a lot of things in Justice, which actually kind of surprised me. I didn't see a lot that I thought was specifically good for Magneto that I didn't see uses for in just about everybody else. So I didn't really do any Justice cards, but here in Protection, there were a couple. One of them was Come At Me, Bub.
Come get me, bub.
Or Come Get Me, Bub. Well, Come At Me, Come Get Me. It's the same thing. But it is again, it's a 0 cost event. It's a tactic as well here. This one, you discard cards from the encounter deck until you discard a minion. You put that minion engage with you. But here, the benefit you get is you get to heal 3 damage from your identity and give yourself a tough status card. So you're getting the minion out that you so desperately want. Then you get to heal and get a tough status as well. So again, I thought that was a great way because of the whole milling thing that you're probably already building toward. Works out really well.
All right. And then we got Ever Vigilant. It's a 2 cost event. Aerial skill, play only if your identity has the aerial trait, so you can become Aerial.
Yeah, you do have to have, I think it's the cape, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think it's the cape that gives him Aerial.
Yeah, the cape.
Yeah.
Hero action. Ready your hero and remove 2 threat from the main scheme. So it's just a nice way to thwart.
Yep. And with
and ready, of course.
Yeah, so then you can, if you've got that, then basically you can get 3 actions out of Magneto during the turn. So yeah, it was just another way that, a couple of cards. Ever Vigilance one I didn't play a lot, so I kind of was looking a little bit at cards that I don't really use as much that I thought really worked really well with him.
So. Okay, so yeah, so this concludes the Age of Apocalypse series for hero reviews. We did the Next Evolution waves.
Kind of weird to say. I was saying I'm glad to see Apocalypse gone, but yeah. Or I kind of miss. I'm going to miss the Apocalypse. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
yeah, the X-Men.
Well, we got another X-Men wave, so
yeah.
we're gonna. The next wave we're gonna do is Mutant Genesis.
That's the next men,
right? And then we're probably going to. So we're gonna like when Agents of Shield wave starts. We're probably going to wait until that wave is done and then do all the heroes at that point, because I think we got plenty to keep us between Mutant Genesis and the earlier waves.
Yeah,
we're probably not gonna be.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be caught up.
I don't think we'll be at the core set by the time all the Agents of Shields come out. So
are we even a quarter of the way there? Probably not.
No, we've only done 2 waves.
That's it. Oh no,
2 out of 8. So yeah,
that's a quarter of the way then.
Oh yeah. I guess.
So yeah, see, I was right.
All right. So we're just a quarter of the way. If you don't count the sheer number of heroes.
Nah, I don't count it.
Because
I never count that.
Mutant Genesis was bigger, and
I have no idea how many heroes are in
and
the game.
there's like 55. and the core, the first set where we had extras from the core box, and that was a little bigger wave than normal. Normally you get a 6 hero wave. But Mutant Genesis we had 8, and the core set we had like 9 or something, I think. So anyways, so thank you for watching, everyone. My thumb's in there somewhere. Please like and subscribe.